Do you also feel like Amazon feels less like an online store and more like a mind reader? You search for one item, and then when you go to Amazon, suddenly it shows 3 or more that seem perfect for what you are looking for. That is not luck. That is not magic. It is the deliberate data strategy of Amazon. This single strategy is so powerful that many reports estimate it drives around 35% of Amazon's retail sales, making it one of the most important engines behind the entire company and behind the retail strategies of today.
Welcome to Advanced Quality Programs with Juan Navarro. In this podcast, we're going to dive deep into the world of quality and leadership philosophies that drive successful businesses and great leaders to actually apply them to your everyday life. So if you're ready to improve your life, one quality principle at a time, let's get started.
To understand Amazon's approach, it helps to look back at how retail used to work. Before personalization, retail was a guessing game. Stores had to decide what to stock, how much to order, and what customers might want weeks or months in advance. If they guessed wrong, products sat on their shelves, collecting dust and losing value. If the store owner ordered too little of one popular item, customers were frustrated and sales were lost. Most decisions depended on gut feelings rather than real-time information. Now, imagine that store is today not local. Imagine that store is now online with hundreds of millions of products and customers around the world. How do you serve a gamer in Ohio, a chef in Italy, and a new parent in Japan at the same time? Making those guesses. Without a smart system, the result will be a chaos. This was the challenge Amazon faced as it grew from a small bookstore into the everything store. Every new product and every new customer added more complexity. Today's Amazons are estimated to have 200 to 250 million Prime members. And it is a catalog that contains hundreds of millions of items. Every click, every search, every pause on an image, and a chart change is a signal that Amazon processes millions of these signals for every second you are online. And without a breakthrough, the everything store would have collapsed under its own weight. Search results would be irrelevant, deliveries would be slow, and the promise of convenience would disappear. Amazon needed a system that was not only smart, but almost predictive. This is where Amazon's recommendations engine enters to the story. It powers the familiar frequently bought together, and customers who bought this also bought sections. As mentioned earlier, this is a system that drives up to 35% of Amazon's sales. The breakthrough came from a shift in thinking. Early, e-commerce and e-commerce sites tried to recommend products by comparing you to similar shoppers. This was slow and often inaccurate. Amazon revolutionized the approach with a method called item-to-item, collaborative filtering. And I won't jump into advanced statistics, but I will just summarize it for you. Instead of asking, what do people like you to buy? The system asks, what items are usually bought with this item? This method is faster, more accurate, and able to scale to millions of products. Here's the simple version. The algorithm looks through billions of purchases to find patterns. If people who buy certain camera also buy a specific memory or a specific memory card and a case, Amazon will show you those items the moment you add the camera to your cart. Then the system becomes personal. It adds your own data, your past purchases, searches, and browsing history to build a version of Amazon tailored specifically to you. That is why your homepage looks different from mine. The goal is not only to sell you more things. The goal is to make shopping feel effortless and irrelevant. However, the recommendations engine is not the only part. Data is Amazon's strategy. And here is, again, my favorite part of the story, the quality story, the data-driven decisions. The real secret is that data shapes every layer of the company. Supply chain, Amazon does not supply or simply react to orders. It tries to predict them. One of its patented ideas is anticipatory shipping, where the machine learning forecasts demand so products can be moved closer to the customers before they even place them as an order. Fulfillment. Data runs through Amazon fulfillment centers. The company uses more than 1 million robots to store and receive and retrieve items, while AI plans deliver routes and adjust them for traffic and weather. Dynamic pricing. Prices change constantly based on demand, competition, and inventory levels. Everything works as one connected system. Recommendations influence inventory. Inventory data shapes logistics. Logistics data improves delivery speed, and faster delivery creates happier customers, which generates even more data. It is a self-reinforcing cycle that keeps Amazon ahead. So what can any business learn from Amazon and its billion-dollar data strategy? First, build a culture around data. At Amazon, data guides every decision. Ideas must be supported by evidence, not intuition. And this is important. Use machine learning to predict, not just to react. Build models to forecast what customers will want. The more data the system receives, the smarter it becomes. Now, be relentlessly customer focused. Use data to improve the customer experience. Aim to understand what they are needing before they even realize it. And that's, again, data-driven decisions. Finally, speed is a competitive advantage. Businesses that use data well can make decisions quickly, spot opportunities early, and adapt faster than competition. Amazon's secret is not one clever algorithm. It is a complete redesign of how a business operates. The company turned overwhelming choices into an advantage and billions of clicks into clear signals. This is a blueprint for the future of any business, a world where companies anticipate rather than to react. However, it is also an important question that rises here. As this technology becomes more powerful, where do we draw the line between helpful recommendations and invasion of privacy? And that's it for today's episode. If you want to learn more about Amazon's strategy, I recommend the book The Everything Store by Brad Stone. And while we are talking about books, don't forget to keep rating my books, The Quality Mindset, Life Quality Projects, and Principles of Quality with 5-star ratings. As always, stay excellent, keep improving, and please make more data-driven decisions.
One small change triggers everything. Watch how agile thinking works. Inspect, adapt, repeat. Each step builds the next, creating confident, unstoppable momentum. This is The Quality Mindset by Juan Navarro. Get your copy now.